Today we are going to visit two islands in one day. One of them is one of the oldest continuously inhabited fortress in the entire Mediterranean. The other has water so clear it looks like someone photoshopped the color in. This is Gozo in Camino and this is the day trip you have to take yourself whenever you are in Malta. It's 9:45 in the morning and we will be boarding this boat.
Actually, we were thinking of planning on our own.
But cost-wise, it wasn't really affordable. Plus, we couldn't have explored two islands in a day. So for the better ease, we booked a boat trip with Supreme Cruises. This is the lower ground and it comes with small food and beverage counter. If you want to eat and drink, then you have to buy with your own money.
This is the upper deck, but it would be very much sunny today. It's 17 degrees, so we won't be coming up. And anyway, it's gonna cost €10 per person. For the island, the weather has to be sunny. In cloudy weather, the island hopping or island tours are very boring. And for this particular boat tour, we paid €42 per person. That includes Gozo, Camino, both the islands, and they were saying some landing pass that is also included. If you do it on your own, then landing pass thing you have to do it on your own, and they say that's tedious, but maybe it is tedious, maybe it is not, but until and unless you don't try, you won't understand what is the thing actually. And this is the middle deck where everybody is sitting.
Around 10:30, boat left the Sliema terminal and on our right, this is the Valletta skyline. All limestones and fortress walls slowly shrinking behind you. The boat cruises north along the coast. St. Julian's, the bays, the shoreline, all passing by from the water. In 30 to 45 minutes, boat will pick up another batch of passengers at St. Paul's Bay. And then we are directly off to Gozo.
Initially, we were sitting at the middle deck, but after the boat started, it was very windy, so almost everybody came at the lower ground. Definitely the weather is good today. The view is also great.
After leaving St. Paul's Bay, in few minutes, Malta starts to disappear. The coastline gets quieter, the water gets deeper, and you realize you're not just going to another part of the island, you are going somewhere completely different. The coastline here is raw limestone cliffs, caves carved by centuries of waves, the kind of scenery that makes you record literally everything. These caves along Comino's north coast were formed over many years by wave action cutting through soft limestone. And some of them have hidden lagoons inside, secret beaches, places you'd only find from the water. And finally, here appears Gozo. It kind of spreads itself out in front of you. Low hills, limestone buildings, church domes poking above everything.
So around 1, we have reached to Victoria now. So from boat, we sat on the double-decker bus and it took us 10 minutes to here. Now we are just exploring the city by walk. So we are in Gozo and we took something from this local bakery.
Walking up from Victoria will be approaching something historic. Since 1998, this entire citadel has been on UNESCO's tentative World Heritage List, meaning the world already recognizes this place as something that needs to be protected forever. You will see Maltese wall lizards souvenirs everywhere because they are native only to these islands. This is called Globigerina limestone, Malta's only natural building resource, used here for over 6,000 years. 360-degree view from here hits you differently. The entire island of Gozo contains fields, villages, church domes, valleys. The sea on every side, Comino sitting in the distance, Malta beyond that, faint on the horizon. Whoever held this hill could see the enemy coming from any direction, and that was the whole point.
When Ottoman Empire captured Citadel, that time entire population of Gozo, roughly 6,000 people, taken into slavery.
And the whole island was deserted in a single week. Every man, women and child marched to the coast and shipped to Tripoli. The Ottomans burned every archive they found. Centuries of records, names, history, all gone. These are 17th century cannons still aimed at the same sea the Ottomans came from. These roofless walls you are walking past are not just random old buildings. When the Ottomans stormed the citadel in 1551, large parts of it were reduced to ruins. Some were rebuilt, some were just left as it is. Some of those open roofless compounds may have always been that way, spaces built to house refugees and their animals during raids. They were meant to be proper homes. What you're walking through now isn't decay. It's a place that was lived in out of fear, not comfort. The daily market here sells everything from fresh fish and local gozo cheese to handmade lace and pottery. And do not forget to have prickly pear juice. I'm trying this famous prickly pear juice from the islands of Gozo. It's really yum.
Since we had only 2 hours in Gozo, so we could only explore Cittadella, we have come by a boat. So we need to go on time. So we need to reach there by 2:55.
Boat ticket price also includes bus transfers. Now it's time to go to Comino Island after exploring Gozo.
From Gozo by ferry, Comino Island is just 6 minutes. So this is our last stop of the day.
Comino is only 3.5 square kilometers. 2 permanent residents, 1 priest and 1 policeman commute in from Gozo to serve them. That's the entire island. The name comes from the cumin plant that once grew wild all over it. No cars, no roads. Worth mentioning, no commercial buildings.
Also make sure that you will wear shoes while coming to this island, because everywhere there are stones and rocks. So in sandals it would be difficult to walk. Back in the times, Comino Island was a prison. Then after that they have abandoned this land and no human lives here.
Because knights who misbehaved were sent here as punishment, forced to guard the isolated St. Mary's Tower alone. And that tower still stands today. Built in 1618, it was meant to defend against Ottoman raiders and Barbary corsairs. You can literally see it right from the water.
Yeah, you also need a permit to come here. So these boat tour people, they give you the permit once you book with them. So if you're coming on your own, then you have to check on their website. I will put the website here, and then you have to register and then get that permit for yourself. So that's Gozo. And here we are going a little more down to see the actual Blue Lagoon. It has a small beach as well. Also on this island there are small food trucks as well. In case you did not have any lunch in Gozo or you want to eat, you can eat here as well.
I don't know how to describe beauty of Blue Lagoon to you guys. The water here is only 1.5 to 2.5 meters deep at most. Also, the Count of Monte Cristo, Swept Away with Madonna, and Helen of Troy were all shot here. Since May 2025, you need a free QR code to step foot on the Blue Lagoon shore. No code, no entry. They capped visitors at 4,000 at a time because last summer 12,000 people were showing up at once. Book your slot at blcomino.com. You can also rent small private boats as well, and they can take you here to Comino Island. Simply go on Get Your Guide website and there you'll have multiple options to choose from. We also wanted to explore Santa Maria Bay, but it's to and fro 40 minutes of walk and boat people just gave us 1 hour, so it is really difficult. Personally, we did not visit both the islands as we wanted due to time constraints. So I would recommend you to rent a private boat if you have a good budget. On the way back, the boat hugged the Comino coastline. Raw limestone cliffs dropping straight into the sea. The water at the base, no beach, no people, just rocks. I have seen a lot of sunsets in my life, but this one from moving boat was totally different. The wind, the sound of the water, the whole day behind you, and then this is in front of you. The whole sky going orange and gold, and the Malta coastline just sitting in it. And then slowly sunset light went away and the coastline lit up. I have seen Valletta from the streets, from the ferry, from the Upper Baraka Gardens as well, but nothing compares to this view from the water at night. And after 8 hours on the water, we are finally enjoying our favorite food. I went straight for fried tempura sushi, and Adi is having his all-time favorite fried rice.